Hi, in this video, we are going to focus on two very special HTML tags that all websites have. The first one will be the link. This tag is really important as it helps to take users from page to page in a website. Below here is an example of a link. For this link, it shows the text Google, and by clicking on it, we get a new tab that displays the Google homepage. Let's go through different components in this link here. For the value of href, you have to specify a destination URL on an action. It is the value that will be triggered if the link is clicked. If it is a web page, it will then take the user to the web page. Next to this href is the target attribute circled in red. On the side note here, the order of these attributes within the link tag or any other HTML tag does not matter. We can specify the target first on the left before the href, and the effect of this whole link code here will be the same. Back to the target attribute. Sometimes this attribute is not used at all. But if you want to use this attribute, you use with a value of underscore blank, and the link will take the user to the new tab. Last but not least is of course the text that the user sees, which is the content within the tag. The text here is Google. Okay, besides taking the user to a website, links can also be used to trigger several actions. By specifying mail to as shown here, clicking on this link will open the Outlook account that the user has configured on their devices with the email already entered. I will show you this later to better understand what will happen. By specifying the text tell on the second line here, if the user is on a mobile device, they will trigger the call action and call the number immediately. Lastly, let's look at the third line. In the third line, the href has a very special value with the hashtag sign in front. This hashtag sign has to do largely with the ID of a HTML element. I know I have not really gone through much about ID of a HTML element, but I will tell you briefly about it right now. The ID of an element is written like the last one shown here. Here we have the div with the ID of hello. It is essentially a form of naming for this whole element so that we can target it later. In web development, in most cases, wherever you see hashtags, they usually refer to an ID of an element. As an example here, when you click on scroll to hello, which is the third line here, your web page that you are viewing will automatically scroll to the element with the ID of hello. Again, this requires some practical demonstration and you'll be clear on what it does after that. The next HTML tag that we will be looking at are for images. Images in HTML are represented by the img tag. One important attribute within the img tag is the src attribute. This attribute tells the browser where the data of the image is located. Here, I have the location of the image file at stripecode.com with the exact location written in red. Image tags are also special in the way that they can use the width and height attributes to specify the dimensions of this image. The last attribute that we have here is the alternate attribute. This attribute helps to tell the browser what the image is all about. For this image, it is telling the browser that the picture is about beach houses. This is used as a backup in case of some error where the image file could not be shown. It is also highly important for search engines to know your content better. One thing to note here is that image tags do not have closing tags. This is because for an image, there is no need to have text content at all. There are still many other attributes for different tags that I will not be going through. If you are really interested or if you are curious, you can go to many other online resources like w3schools.com and see a list of attributes of each HTML text that are available for use. In this course, we will be only going through the most common tags that we will be using to make websites.